All right, so we are now 2 months into the season, so we can start talking awards now, right? I think it's a good time. Well, The Athletic is, and let's check in with them and see where they have some of the Colorado Avalanche listed for the major awards. Let's talk about it on a new episode of Locked On Avalanche coming at you.
Your Locked On Avalanche, your daily podcast on the Colorado Avalanche. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Locked On Avalanche, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for tuning in and making it your first listen of the day. It's always appreciated. And thank you for making the Locked On Podcast Network the #1 podcast network across the country. Always appreciated. I'm your host, Chris Micieli. Joining me, as always, Mr. Zach Pearson. If you want to get in on the conversation, then join our subtext. Link is in the show notes below. You chat with us one-on-one. We get your opinion, everything Avalanche related. Share it on this very show. We're going to do that when we talk about the upcoming game against Vancouver. Kind of lump that in with the power rankings that we do, and the not only the power rankings for the Avalanche, because again, we know where they stand. It's kind of more of where are the teams that they are playing in the power rankings for this week, and then we kind of average those out. And talking about the teams that they're playing this week, not only this week, this month, we're going to look, like we do at the beginning of every month, look at the December schedule for the Avs. How's it look? Can they replicate November? Because that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, where we're going to start is awards. It's December. Why not? We talked about it a little bit yesterday when we were kind of talking about if this is a team that's going to go for broke, go for it all, have all of the team awards, President's Trophy, record for point. If they're going to go for that stuff, you better believe some awards are going to follow. And The Athletic has released their I think this is the first one that they've had this season. I don't think they've done this yet. And they do this all throughout the year, but I think this is the first time that they've released it. Just kind of their rankings right now. And they do it a different way. It's not just voting from writers that work for them or anything like that. They base it on like analytics. So it's got a different way to do it, but I like it. And not a surprise. You do have a lot of Avalanche players on here, but one is missing on a certain award. Or is he? Yes.
I think he is.
Okay, I think he is too. We'll get to that. All right, should we dive into these then?
Let's do it. Let's go
all
right in.
If you're watching on YouTube, we'll throw up the graphic that they had on their site and kind of just go through them. And we'll start right at the top. Let's start with the Hart. And they do have Nathan McKinnon at #1 for the Hart. But if he doesn't get it, they have Cale Makar at #2 for the Hart. And you look at that and you're just like, it goes back to that thing. You're like, don't take this stuff for granted. You have two of the best players on the planet playing on the same team. And right now they are 1-2 in the ranking for the Hart for the Athletic.
You absolutely should not be taking any of this for granted. I love seeing two Avalanche players at the top of the Hart tracker to start the season. I also really like seeing their net ratings over there. That the two of them are a positive 11.6 and positive 11.5 in the 100th percentile for both of them. So they're basically neck and neck at the tippity top of any scales you can put together. So it's absurd how well these guys are playing, and it shows.
Yeah, I mean they're like you said, 0.1 percentage points apart from each other, so essentially a tie.
Yeah.
And two things. One, I just love how many defensemen are on this list, by the way.
Right?
You have Makar. #3 is Jacob Chikrin, which is a little bit of a surprise. #4 is Adam Fox.
Yep.
Okay. #6 is Josh Morrissey. 7 is Zach Werenski.
Who's having a heck of a season.
Great
My
season.
goodness, he is doing well.
Yeah. So I just love seeing defensemen on here. And then you do have Jeremy Swayman on there at #10 for a goalie. So that's good. If it comes down to this, if it comes down to Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar at the end of the year and the voting, is going around, where do you think stats removed. I mean, I'm not talking about the stats because if they're up there, if they're number one, number two, just based on where you think like the heads of writers would be, do you think they go with McKinnon? Or do you think they go Makar?
I think it depends on a couple other factors. Right now, McKinnon is on pace, and I know you said stats aside, but I really think this burrows into there. He's on
Mhm.
pace to break some scoring records, particularly for the Avalanche, and just shatter his own personal bests,
Mhm.
which would be a heck of a feat. If he scores as many points as he's projected to, if he keeps playing the way he has, then I think you end up with it being McKinnon. I also think Cale winning the Norris, even though it doesn't make a lot of sense, kind of hurts him a little bit in the ability to win the Hart. Because if
Mhm.
Hart, it makes me feel like they'd take away the Norris and give it to another player. That way you're not getting both. Even though he should. I
Right.
feel like that happens a lot, excuse me, with those kinds of awards, right? Is, well, we can't give this guy two. Let's just give him the Norris and then McKinnon can get the Hart. I could see something like that happening. Or Cale gets the Hart and then somebody else gets the Norris, maybe Chikrin.
I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you give Cale Makar the heart and then say he's the best player in the league and then say he's not the best defenseman. Like I don't know how you do that.
I
So
agree. I
right.
just feel like that's what writers
Right.
do in sports all the time.
Yeah,
It's the baseball Hall of Fame. One guy has to not vote to get him in because it can't be unanimous.
exactly. Which
It's
is
that
ridiculous.
mindset. It's
Yeah.
absurd.
Which is why I said like stats aside, because I feel like where the mindset of a lot of writers are going to be is if it is these two guys, I feel like they go Makar, not
Yep.
because of the the defenseman side of things, but because they know they screwed up not giving one to Nathan McKinnon a few seasons earlier than he actually won one. So while he deserved it the year that he won it, I think it was like twofold. I think it was like he had a monster season and he deserves it. And we should have given him one earlier. I
Yeah.
don't think they want to get caught up in that again with Cale Makar, where it's like, oh my God, he's 32 years old and he doesn't have a heart and he has all these Norris trophies. So I kind of feel if they're neck and neck, I feel like writers are going to go Makar just to add to the incredible career that he's already had and get it out of the way. And that could be another reason why they don't go Nathan McKinnon because they gave it to him and his is out of the way. But if he goes on, if Nathan McKinnon has 150 points or something like that, ridiculous,
Which
how
he's
do you
on pace
not
for.
give it to him? How do you
Yeah.
not give it? So it's going to be fun to watch this unfold if these two guys can keep this stuff up, obviously. So,
Yeah. We'll see how the
um,
rest of the season unfolds. Right now, it's
right.
really fun to talk about because I agree. If we
Sure.
get to the end of the season, and it is a big if, I'm not sitting here going to be like, no other player in the league's going to push. They are because there are lots of talented people in the
Sure.
league.
Yep.
But if we get to the end of the season and we're like, oh, yeah, Cale and Nate are still pretty much the two front runners, oh, that's going to be so fun to watch unfold.
Yeah. And, you look at the names on here, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who are like, well, where is Celebrini? Where is Bedard? Where is McDavid? McDavid's just on here, just he's just because. Um, so that's why I kind of like these rankings because you get different names for different reasons. So yeah, like this could be completely different by the end of the year.
Yeah.
I'll throw the Norris one up there quickly, but we don't need to spend a ton of time on it. But Makar is head and shoulders above everybody there.
Yep.
Um, yeah,
He's
I
so
mean,
good.
who's again a name that is missing on here that usually is a staple? Quinn Hughes.
Yep.
So he's not on there. I think that might be a testament to how rough go of it his team. But Adam Fox is on there, and he's number 3, and the Rangers are struggling themselves. So
Yeah, but the Rangers have these like bursts of fantasticness, particularly on the road, apparently. And so I think
yes,
that's helping Adam Fox out a lot, where
yeah,
Vancouver is just not. Sorry, Vancouver
yeah,
fans.
yep. So Makar right now, he's got to be the head and shoulders front runner for the Norris. Let's move over to the Selke. And you look all the way down at number 10. You got Brock Nelson there. And that's why we bring this up, just because he is on there.
Love it.
Nick Suzuki is your number 1 ranked guy right now for the Selke. So Draisaitl's on there, Marner. Matty Beniers is on there, number 5. Hey, how about that?
Awesome.
Um,
Yeah.
But again, Brock Nelson's not going to win this. But for an award like the Selke, who's an Avalanche guy is probably not going to win that. I always like to see where they are, like who got votes in an award like this, because there's guys that are deserving. Nelson for sure. We always talk about Valenzuela and his defensive ability as a forward. Even Arturi Lehkonen, he gets votes every year. So, but to have Nelson up there right now at number 10, a little bit of a surprise, but deserving.
Well, and just showcases the season he's having. As we've talked about, he's stepped it up, especially in the last couple of weeks, but he's looked decent. And so it's been it's good to see him get some recognition off of the advanced stats here.
Absolutely. I'm going to skip that one for now. We'll save that one for last. And the Art Ross, which is just who goes to the player with the most points. Nathan McKinnon, they project he will lead the league in points at 128. They have him at. There are different outlets that have him higher than that. But I think it might be, if you're going higher than anything over than 128, it's obviously 128 is a solid season.
That's a heck of a
season.
There's,
I think the pace he's on right now is like 148, if I'm not mistaken. So I think, this takes into account the ebbs and flows of a hockey season. So, 128. Okay. But look at number 10. Marty Necas is on there. 97 for him. Do you think that's a little low? You think he can hit the 100 mark?
I think he tops 100. I think he can.
If the team keeps rolling like this,
he should.
Logan O'Connor's going to get 100, and he's missed 20 something games. No, but it's you get two guys on there, but this is also saying Cale Makar is going to be less than that. Cale Makar is going to be less than 97 points, which I think Makar could reach the century mark this year.
Which, oh my gosh, if you get Cale that's the other thing, actually, going back to the Hart real quick, if Cale hits the century mark, I think the Hart might be his.
That could really kind of solidify it.
You don't get defensemen hitting 100 points, so that could do it.
And then the Rocket Richard, which is just to the guy who has the most goals. They say Kirill Kaprizov is going to lead the league in goals by 1 goal over Nathan McKinnon. They got Kaprizov at 51, while McKinnon is at 50. Okay. I know Kaprizov's a goal scorer.
Yep.
It wouldn't surprise me if he's leading the league in goals, but McKinnon's just off to just a solid start.
This one could go. Well, and the thing with this one, though, too, is you could easily have somebody like Connor McDavid come screaming up from nowhere. Course. He's not on the list right now. You don't expect a Morgan Geekie to probably hang out up there like he has been. Hats off to him, man. Great season he's having right now. So not trying to take anything away, but this could easily shuffle from this list right now.
Absolutely. And then we're going to end it with the Vesna. And there you go. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're just looking for an Avalanche logo, just going down the list, you're not going to find one.
Which is crazy.
Namely, you're not expecting Mackenzie Blackwood to be on there right now. But based on, because again, this is all based on stats and things like that, and analytics. But no, Scott Wedgwood is a little bit surprising.
Yeah,
a little bit surprising.
The Athletic is basing this off of statistics and not off of voting for anything. And the reason they put him there is because his goals saved above expected is +8, sitting just behind Kemper. So that's
he's basically 11 is what they're saying.
Exactly. He's one spot below. And they're saying basically playing behind Colorado's defense helps Scott Wedgwood get there. Colorado's defense is making it so he's not expected to give up as many goals. They're playing well enough to keep the high danger chances away. That hurts him in the Vezina. That does make sense. I still think a 918 save percentage should have you up there. Yeah. At least you don't have anybody under 900 up there, but a couple 908s, a couple 910s. You could swap that for a 918.
Yeah. We'll see. It's another one. And again, I don't think it's one that he wins, mainly because I think Mackenzie Blackwood eventually, takes back the lion's share of starts, or
Yeah.
it just goes even between the two of them. So that hurts both of them in an award like this. But a little bit surprising that not considered a top 10 goalie in terms of not only just the Vezina voting, just analytics.
Yeah.
And stats. Pretty wild.
It is.
All right. Well, there's those. So I'm sure people have thoughts on those. So fire away in the comments section. And whenever they update those, I don't know how often they update. Maybe it's just like monthly.
I will say,
yeah,
I expect on an update here pretty soon to see that Jesper Wallstedt. How do you? I expect to see him on there.
Yeah, and that, for him, it's just doesn't have the games played. It's like a black
not
thing
yet
for him.
but he
So
will,
in the next
and
one,
I expect to see his name start to climb that rank a little bit too.
Yep, definitely could be. So, all right, let's get a break in, and when we come back, we'll take a look at this December schedule for the Colorado Avalanche, and then get to those power rankings of the teams the Avalanche are playing for this week. We'll do that next. Going to hear from FanDuel. NFL Sundays, they move fast. One big play, and suddenly everything feels different. Did it not feel that way Sunday night with the Broncos? That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You're not just watching the game, you're reacting to it in real time. And with FanDuel, you can place bets as the action unfolds, every drive, every momentum swing, every highlight moment. Again, did you not feel that way watching that game?
I hope somebody threw down a bet at the very end on the last play for the Broncos to win, and then watch Nick Bonito swat that ball out of the air.
Oh my God.
Because you had to feel fantastic. I did, and I didn't bet.
I'm not thinking that watching my team. If I was watching another team that I really didn't have any like rooting interest in, I'm like, oh, I should probably go bet on FanDuel because things are happening in real time. But when I'm watching my team play, like, no, I'm thinking like, go win this stupid game, please. And what a game. What a game. The anxiety was high in that one.
Oh my gosh.
Lots of momentum shifts in that one. So, and if you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com and place your live NFL bets all season long. FanDuel, the game moves fast, and so can you with FanDuel. All right, let's take a look at the December schedule for the Avalanche, and they did they did us a solid with this one, and they put up a nice little December schedule up on their social pages with Scott Wedgwood with a puppy.
Perfect.
So, if you're distracted by the puppy, I completely understand, because that's a cute little puppy right there.
It took me 15 minutes to realize there was a schedule below there.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it's awesome they did that for sure.
Love it. So you have lots of like every single schedule needs to have a puppy now. Every monthly schedule. So we got it up on YouTube again. But if you're listening, we'll kind of just go through this. So Tuesday, the day this episode airs, is your home game against Vancouver, and then you are on the road for a 4-game road trip. You got one in Long Island against the Islanders, a weekend back-to-back. Where have you heard that before? Against the Rangers. I'll be at that game, so if you're going, let me know. And then following up on Sunday against the Flyers, and then you're on the road to finish it off in Nashville. So nice little 4-game road trip there. You're back home for 2 games against the Panthers. That should be fun. And then you meet up with the Predators again at home. A couple days off in Seattle. A couple days off at home against Winnipeg. And then you're on the road in Minnesota. And then you're at home against the Utah Mammoth. I always want to say Grizzly. And then there's your Christmas break. After the break, you're on the road in Vegas. And then you finish off the month, 2 home games, LA and St. Louis. So kind of all over the place. You're like coast to coast, really. I mean, you're on the East Coast. You're on you're in Vegas, so you're west. Home games
you're
like
Seattle. You go to Seattle, that's West Coast. Yep.
Yeah, Seattle. Yep. So what do you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 away.
Yep.
Okay. What do you think?
10 wins. I don't know about regulation or overtime losses, but I'm saying 10 wins. I think this is screaming 10-win schedule to me.
Yeah, I mean, the way that they're playing,
It
I'm
it
not going to
very
disagree
easily
with you.
could be more than that.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
you have teams that are playing well,
yep.
teams that are struggling a little bit. Let's see how many division game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 division games. So that's six with Minnesota.
Yeah,
That's going to be a good one.
that will be a good one.
Minnesota, and you're playing Minnesota again away.
Yep.
So the first 2 times you play them this year is in their arena, which I guess that's okay because that saves, the games, to come are back home, which,
Yep.
later in the season, you kind of want those in your arena with, if they're going to be more meaningful games.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that one I'll definitely have circled as a must-watch hockey. Yeah, I mean, even if I wasn't Avalanche fan watching every game, that
Mhm.
would be a circled have to see it kind of game.
Yep.
Um,
And
I
just the
think
one, sorry, just the one
go
back to back
yeah,
on the road.
thankfully.
That's the
And
only
they
one.
get 24 and a half hours from puck drop to puck drop.
Okay.
So
All right.
no more of this 23-hour.
Yeah. And if you look at that back to back, look at the start times of those.
2 morning
10:30 in the
games.
morning, Mountain Time against the Rangers, 11 o'clock in the morning. That's the 24 and a half hours you're talking about there. Those are morning games for people in the Colorado area. Pretty
Yep,
wild.
crazy.
Pretty wild. So overall, I think it's a good December schedule. You have some nice breaks in there because a lot of times, and even with the Olympics, sometimes, and it does, like the schedule can be, it is condensed a little bit. And even when it's not, when you have no Olympics in the mix, December and January usually there's a ton of games in there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have 14, which is a good amount. But a lot of times, you always have the December, the Christmas break. And that's another reason why you have maybe some extra games there in December. So to have the Olympic break coming up and not being overloaded in December right now, I haven't looked at January. I mean, I did at the beginning of the season. I don't remember what it is right now.
Yeah.
Interesting to see what that could be because maybe you are going to be playing a little bit more in January because of that upcoming break. But for this December schedule, I think it's pretty manageable. You got some good days off. You got a couple, obviously the Christmas break, but there's also 2-day breaks a couple times in there. So just the one back to back. And November was pretty wild. And look what you did there.
Yeah.
You're giving this team a little bit more of a rest. Come on, your 10 wins. I think. God, I don't want to say it's in the bag because don't quote me on that. But I feel good. I would feel really
Yeah.
good about that. Yep.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I do think as long as they keep playing the way they have been, even close to the way they have been, this should be a 10-win month again.
yep.
So an extra 20 points minimum in the standings, I think is very
Yep.
doable.
Yep. So let's get our last break in here, and then I'm going to throw that back up there again so we can see who we're going to be power ranking. We're going to be power ranking Vancouver, the Islanders, and the Rangers.
That's the 3.
Okay, so let's get our last break in, and we come back. Zach's going to let us know where everybody stands in the power rankings. We're going to hear from Drip Drop. And when you're hydrated, everything just works better. Your focus, your energy, mood, even your skin. That's why you got to use Drip Drop. It's doctor-developed hydration that keeps you running at full power, no matter what your day is like. And Drip Drop isn't your average sports drink. It delivers 3 times the electrolytes and half the sugar of leading brands using a science-backed formula trusted by medical professionals, firefighters, and over 90% of top college and pro teams. No joke. I've been drinking it. You can hear my voice. Like I'm coming back a little bit, but they always say when you're sick, you got to keep yourself hydrated. I've been drinking this stuff. No joke. No lie. I had the orange one, the orange flavor this morning. Very good.
Yeah, that seems
Very
like
good.
a good choice.
My
I'm
go-to
glad
was
you
the
went-
cherry limeade for a while, but I ran out of that, so I went over to the orange. Very satisfied.
Excellent.
Excellent stuff. So right now, Drip Drop is offering podcast listeners 20% off of your order. Go to dripdrop.com and use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL. That's dripdrop.com. Promo code is LOCKEDONNHL for 20% off So stock up now before you hit the ice or before you get the cold, and keep your body and mind performing at their best with Drip Drop. All right, sir. Power rankings and the averages of the teams that they're playing this week. What do we got?
We'll just go through the list as I have them written down here. So we're going to start with our good friend, the hockey guy, Shannon, over on YouTube. Of course, the Avs, number one, again.
Good.
First matchup this week, he's got Vancouver at 31. So
And that's his team.
Yeah, they're having a rough go.
he is a Vancouver fan. And that's what I like about him is like he's as honest as he can be.
Yeah.
So to put him at 31 that must just suck him.
Oh, it's got to be brutal.
Yeah.
Yep. He's got the Islanders all the way up to 7.
Really?
And then, he's pretty high on the aisle right now. And he's got the Rangers at 23. And listening to his video, he basically said, I don't know what to make of this Rangers team. I don't want to just move them up and down, but they just can't seem to figure it out all the way. So
no, he's right.
Yep.
That's what the Islanders are at what?
7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
pretty good ranking. Highest ranking
wild.
for the Islanders out of everybody who ranked them.
I would think so. And they're on the Islanders, by the way, are on a 3-game losing streak. So
are they?
Yeah. I don't know when that one came out for him.
Would have been a couple days ago as you're listening to this. Okay. So possible that there's a game or two that. And he also, I will give him some credit. He doesn't necessarily base it entirely off of a win-loss. It's like how they win, how they lose, et cetera, et cetera. So that factors in for sure.
Okay, that's high. I will say this before you go. So let's see, Vancouver just in points and overall points. Vancouver's at 30. The Rangers are at 19, and the Islanders are at 15. So that's where they stand just in terms of points ranking. So just to put that on everybody's radar.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Sweet. So moving over to ESPN.
Okay.
They have the Avs at 1, which again, we're not surprised. They have Vancouver at 30. So also not super high on the Canucks. They have the Isle at 10, and they have the Rangers at 26. Wow. So a couple spots lower even.
That is really low.
Yep.
That is the Rangers are the fascinating one for me in these rankings because not that I think people are going to have them high. It's just how low will people put them?
Yeah.
So 26 is low.
26 is low.
And people just are not sold on them. They're just not sold that they can keep this, what is going on, first of all, losing at home at the clip that they are, winning on the road. Like neither of those are sustainable. No. So, they're not a bad team. They're just not performing like they should be. But
no, and they've got to figure it out for sure. So
26 is low. All right.
We'll move over to the Athletic, who also Avalanche at 1. They have Vancouver at 28, which is their highest spot on the board. Well, kind of highest spot on the board.
It's too high.
They have the Isle at 12.
Okay.
And they've got the Rangers at 23, same spot as Shannon. So,
okay.
Yeah, Rangers still hanging out relatively low.
That's weird that they would put Vancouver at 28. So if you're putting in Vancouver at 28, you're kind of being like forgiving for something, but you're not being forgiving for on the Rangers end of things.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Well, and so Vancouver did not move down with the Athletic. That's the same spot they were in last week. And same with the Rangers. Rangers are in the same spot as the week before.
Really?
So a little bit of stagnation for the two of them off the Athletic.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'll do the hockey writers next.
Mm-hmm.
They have the Avs at 1, of course. They have Vancouver, same spot as Shannon, 31. So second to worst on their rankings. They've got the Isle on their lowest spot, their lowest spot at 13. That's the lowest of the week for all the ones we looked at. And then they've got the Rangers at 20.
I think that's fair for the Rangers.
Yeah.
I think right around 20 is fair. I would put the Islanders kind of right where they are with the points in like the mid-teens. So 13 is maybe the highest I would go for them.
Yeah.
8 is ridiculous. And yeah, you can put Vancouver 30 and under. Anything over 30, I wouldn't put them there right
Well,
now.
and
So
8
that's a pretty good
ridiculous.
ranking right now. That's
8
pretty good.
ridiculous. Remember, the Isle's actually 7 for Shannon. So
Oh, I thought you said they were 8 for him. I'm sorry.
nope, he's all the way up to 7.
Okay, 7's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think that one right there is more in line with what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
That makes sense for them. Yep. And then we'll finish it with NHL's Super 16, which again, Avalanche #1, of course.
Mhm.
And they have the Isle at 9. And the reason I went straight to the Isle is because nobody gave a single vote for any spot. So no 16 place votes for Vancouver or the Rangers. So they
As
are
it should be.
completely unranked in those two. So those don't factor into my averages.
Okay.
So obviously the average, very difficult to calculate for the Avs. Lots of calculus and abacuses and all that stuff.
Right.
They average #1.
Okay.
I want to also throw out the Athletics comment that they had on theirs is they brought up how really cool it was to see Sam Malinsky playing as well as he has been.
Nice.
Defensive impacts have been solid, and they finished off their segment with nice to see something go the Avs way for a change this season. And I couldn't agree more. It's really, really nice to have that in the back pocket.
We've been getting a couple bounces, yeah.
So then the average spot for Vancouver is 30. The average spot for the Rangers is 23, and the average spot for the Isle is 10.
Wow.
So
Okay.
again,
So you have for the week. I mean, I guess your focus needs to, you got to play every game to win. But wow, that Islanders game is a little bit,
yeah,
maybe a little bit more of a difficult game than I initially envisioned.
yeah.
So
Everybody seems to be relatively high on them. Like I said, I mean,
yeah,
NHL and Hockey Guy have them both in single digits at 9 and 7. So
that's
they're
high.
pretty high on them. Yep.
That is
Nobody
high.
else has them above 10, but pretty solid spot for the Isle. And you got to think after losing that game here in Colorado, they're because that one is in New York, right? That's
Yes.
on
Yep.
Long Island. Yep. So
Yeah.
that one, I just get the feeling Patrick Waugh's going to want that one pretty hard, and his team's going to want it too.
And that game, if you remember that game, that was that was an aggressive game.
Yeah, it
from
was.
them. So yeah, we'll see. Their last game they lost at home to Washington. They lost 4-1.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was their last, but they do have, and they're not playing today, so they wouldn't, because that'd be 3 games in a row. So the Avs are a little bit more rested than they are. Yeah. Okay, they got an extra day's rest. So or no, that's not the next game. That game is on
that's the Saturday
I'm ahead
game.
now.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm ahead of game. So that's a Saturday game. So never mind exactly what I said. Either way, that's going to be a fun game. I think that's the one you got to circle.
Yeah,
except for the one that I'm going to be at on Saturday.
That'll be fun too.
At MSG. So go to that one. The game last year at MSG was one of the best games I've ever been to. That's where Cale Makar came out of the penalty box with like 15 seconds to go, came into the offensive zone or defensive zone, picked the puck off, went the other way, and fed, I think it was Arturi Lehkonen with like 9 seconds left or something like that to win the game.
I remember that. That was awesome.
Loved it. One of the best games I've ever been to. So they got a lot to live up to. So
everybody turned and looked at you as you're just screaming with that goal.
But no, it was like, so it was me and my wife, and I was with like 4 other people who are Ranger fans. And then the 2 people directly behind us, we have no idea who they were Avalanche fans.
Perfect.
So the 4 of us just in our little cubicle right there, just like, the world outside did not exist for those few seconds of celebration. Yeah. It's great.
Fantastic.
So let's do it again. All right. Yes. That is going to wrap it up. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in, making this your first listen of the day. Always appreciated. We'll be back tomorrow. Talk about this game against Vancouver. So make sure you're tuning into that one. But for this one, thank you for tuning in, making it your first listen. He is Mr. Zach Pearson. I am Chris Micieli. This is the Locked On Avalanche podcast. We'll see you guys tomorrow, where, of course, you will have made it through another 24 hours where Sidney Crosby is that much closer to being with the Colorado Avalanche.